So for today, I'm going to be sharing a scary story, something that happened to me when I was in college. So the year is 2017. I am 19 years old, and I am a sophomore in college. So this is the spring semester of my sophomore year of college. And at the time, as you can see right now, as you can see, I'm wearing glasses, and I wear glasses all the time. But back then, I used to wear contact lenses. Well, I started to wear glasses in elementary school, and then part of middle school, and then eighth grade through my high school years, I started to wear contacts. So I was wearing contacts every day. And then my freshman year of college, I was wearing contacts. And then my sophomore year, for half of it, I was wearing contacts. So in the spring semester of my sophomore year, I was taking this class. Honestly, I don't remember what the class was, but that's not really important. But it was an early morning class, like 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, for me, that was super early, given that when I was in college, I would go to bed at like 2 o'clock at the earliest. So I wasn't getting much sleep at all. And normally, for these early morning classes, I'm not going to, put on my contacts. I'll just, wear my glasses and go to class. Something I also want to point out is that I would wear bi-weekly contact lenses. And for those of you who don't wear contacts, that basically just means that I have a pair that I wear for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, I get rid of them and then I open a new pair. So we call those bi-weeklies. Some people, they call it dailies. When I first started wearing contacts, I started with dailies. So you wear it once a day and then throw it out. But it's more expensive to have dailies, so I switched to the bi-weeklies. So I was wearing bi-weekly contact lenses in college, and all of a sudden I kind of noticed that like my eyes were always red, and I always just thought it was like because I was like not getting enough sleep and like my eyes were just itchy and tired. And some people would look at me and be like, oh, like are you high right now? And I'm like, no, I'm not high, I'm just tired. So my eyes were always red. And then eventually, I'm in my class, and this early morning class, and I'm wearing my glasses, and like I cannot see the board. I have to like really squint. But it only happened when I wore my glasses. If I wore my contact lenses, I would be okay. But when I put on my glasses, I started to I had to really squint. And as the days go by, it's like getting worse and worse and worse. I literally cannot see anything. And, usually when I'm in class, I sit in the very back of the classroom, because like I don't want to be like up front, like near the teacher. Like I just, I don't want to like interact, and then so I always try to stay in the back. But I noticed that like when I had my glasses on, I could not see the board at all. And then eventually I was like, okay, I have to like move up to the very front of the classroom. What was scary is that even when I was in the front of the classroom, I still couldn't see the board. I was shocked. I was like, what the heck is going on? And then keep in mind, this is only when I was wearing my glasses. When I was wearing my contact lenses, it was fine. I mean, it was kind of getting worse, but it was fine for the most part. So, this keeps happening, and I tell my parents, and I'm like, hey, like when I come home for spring break, which is like coming up, I need to go see like the eye doctor. I have no idea what's going on. So spring break rolls around and, I'm back home for about a week, and, my parents schedule me an appointment to see the eye doctor, the optometrist. And the optometrist looks at my eyes and he's like, "Your eyes are very, very red." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm aware of that." And, I can't, I can't remember exactly what this optometrist said, but he was like, "I think you need to go see an ophthalmologist. Um, have them check out your eye and see what's going on." So I went to an ophthalmologist, and um, I forgot what exactly the medical term was. Um, I'm not going to even look it up. But basically, what happened was I was apparently doing a bad job of cleaning my contact lenses. So because of that, whenever I put them in, it was like basically like hurting my eyes. And because of that, I was losing my vision. So I was losing my vision because I didn't do a good job of cleaning my contact lenses. And it was scary because like I couldn't see. And there was a period of time where, the doctor told me, I can't even drive. Like it's not safe for me to drive. I had to get prescribed these like steroid eye drops, and I had to put it in my eyes a couple times a day to like regain my vision. Thankfully, like I think that whole process only took like a couple weeks for my eyesight to get back to normal. But the fact that I was like starting to lose my vision was super scary. Um, you know, it's one of those things where like, for me, like I don't really have any like physical health issues, I would say. I mean, mental health, that's a whole nother story, but like, in terms of like physical health, like, I have eyes, I have ears, I have a nose, I have a mouth, right? And everything works fine, right? And you never really, how people say like, oh, like health, like when you're healthy, you never really like appreciate it until you get like really, really sick. And then like, you feel like crap and you're like, oh, like, I hate being sick. It's kind of like that sort of idea. Like, I never really thought about like, oh yeah, like my eyesight is like fine. Like you never really think about that, or at least I never did, until that moment where I was like losing my vision. I'm like, oh my goodness, like I really could have like become blind and like not be able to see anything. I wouldn't be able to see the world anymore. Imagine being able to have the ability to see things, and then one day it just gets taken away, and then like you just can't see, right? Like I don't know, like this is basically it, right? This is like Stevie Wonder. Like I can't see anything, you know what I'm saying? So imagine like I became like Stevie Wonder, except except that I can't sing. So it was just a really scary moment, because it's like, I have this basic thing, and I never really knew how valuable it is until I started having problems, right? So, you know, that whole experience, it kind of just made me just more appreciative of just being healthy and, having normal eyesight. And after that experience, the ophthalmologist told me like, oh yeah, like, you should just wear glasses for a bit. And then like, if you want to get back into wearing contacts, maybe switch to dailies and see how that goes. So I tried to wear dailies for a little bit, but every time I put in the contacts, I got really paranoid. Like my eyes would dry out really fast, and after like 30 minutes, I would just take them out and throw them away, because I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm afraid like something's gonna happen to my eyes. So, ever since that whole experience, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wear glasses every day. I like the look of glasses. I think they're cool. I'm never gonna wear contacts ever again.